The year was 1587. England, a nation on the rise, looked westward across the vast Atlantic. The New World, with its promise of riches and opportunity, beckoned. Sir Walter Raleigh, a favorite of Queen Elizabeth I, dreamed of establishing a permanent English colony in this new land. He set his sights on Roanoke Island, a slender strip of land off the coast of what is now North Carolina. Raleigh envisioned a colony that would serve as a base for exploration, trade, and a challenge to Spanish dominance in the region. The task of establishing this new settlement fell upon John White, a skilled artist and cartographer. White was appointed governor of the colony and led a group of over 100 men, women, and children to the shores of Roanoke. Among the colonists were White's own daughter, Eleanor, and his granddaughter, Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the New World. The colonists arrived on Roanoke Island in the heat of summer, eager to begin their new lives. They faced an untamed wilderness, but they were determined to create a thriving English settlement. The 1587 expedition to Roanoke Island was, in fact, the second attempt to establish an English presence there. In 1585, Sir Walter Raleigh had sent a smaller expedition led by Sir Richard Grenville to explore the region and establish a foothold. Grenville's men landed on Roanoke Island and constructed a small fort. However, the colonists faced numerous challenges, including harsh weather, dwindling supplies, and hostile encounters with the native Algonquin people. The situation grew increasingly dire, and when Sir Francis Drake arrived at Roanoke with supplies, the colonists made the difficult decision to abandon the settlement and return to England. They left behind a small contingent of men to hold the fort, but they too would eventually abandon the island. The first attempt to establish a colony at Roanoke had ended in failure. Despite the setbacks of the first attempt, John White and the colonists of 1587 remained hopeful. They set about building houses, planting crops, and establishing relationships with the local Native American tribes. However, tensions soon arose with some of the tribes, and the colonists found themselves in a precarious position. They were low on supplies and dependent on the goodwill of their Native American neighbors for survival. Governor White, realizing the urgency of the situation, made the difficult decision to return to England for supplies and reinforcements. He left behind his family and the colonists, promising to return as soon as possible. Little did he know that his departure would mark the beginning of one of history's most enduring mysteries. John White's return to England was delayed by the Anglo-Spanish War. It would be 3 long years before he was able to secure passage back to Roanoke. When White finally arrived back on the island in August of 1590, he was met with an eerie silence. The once bustling settlement was deserted, the houses were abandoned, and there was no sign of the colonists, including his daughter and granddaughter. The only clue to their whereabouts was a single word carved into a post: CROATOAN. This inscription, along with the fact that the colonists' belongings had been carefully stored away, suggested that they had not met with a violent end. But where had they gone? The mystery of the Lost Colony of Roanoke had begun. The word CROATOAN carved into the post, and later the letters CRO found etched into a tree, became the focal points of the Roanoke mystery. CROATOAN was the name of a nearby island, known today as Hatteras Island, and also the name of a Native American tribe that inhabited the area. The prevailing theory at the time was that the colonists had relocated to CROATOAN Island, perhaps seeking refuge or alliance with the friendly CROATOAN tribe. However, John White was never able to conduct a thorough search of CROATOAN Island due to worsening weather and dwindling supplies. He was forced to return to England, leaving the fate of the colonists unknown. The carved words and the undisturbed belongings stood as silent sentinels to a mystery that would captivate the world for centuries to come. Over the centuries, numerous theories have emerged to explain the disappearance of the Roanoke colonists. Some historians believe that the colonists integrated with the CROATOAN or other nearby Native American tribes, gradually assimilating into their culture. Others speculate that the colonists were attacked and killed by hostile Native Americans or by Spanish forces operating in the region. Still, other theories suggest that the colonists fell victim to starvation, disease, or a natural disaster, or that they attempted to sail back to England on their own and were lost at sea. And then there are the more fantastical theories involving supernatural phenomena or even abduction by extraterrestrials. The lack of concrete evidence has allowed these theories to proliferate, each one adding to the mystique of the lost colony. The mystery of Roanoke has continued to intrigue historians, archaeologists, and amateur sleuths for centuries. In recent decades, modern technology and investigative techniques have been brought to bear on the mystery. Archaeological digs on Roanoke Island and nearby areas have unearthed artifacts that offer glimpses into the lives of the colonists, but have yet to reveal their ultimate fate. DNA analysis has also been employed in an attempt to trace the descendants of the colonists among both Native American and European populations. While some tantalizing clues have emerged, no definitive link has been established. The search for the lost colony continues, driven by the enduring human desire to solve a good mystery. The story of the lost colony of Roanoke is a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the unforgiving nature of the past. It speaks to our fascination with the unknown and the enduring power of mystery. Despite centuries of speculation and investigation, the fate of the Roanoke colonists remains one of history's most enduring enigmas. The lost colony serves as a cautionary tale of the challenges and dangers faced by early explorers and settlers in the New World. It also highlights the complex relationship between the colonists and the Native Americans who had inhabited the land for centuries before their arrival. The story of Roanoke continues to capture the imagination, reminding us that some mysteries may never be fully solved. Did they succumb to disease, starvation, or conflict with native inhabitants? Were they absorbed into a Native American tribe, leaving behind their European heritage? Or did some unknown fate befall them, lost to the annals of time? The absence of definitive answers only deepens the intrigue. Each year, thousands of visitors flock to Roanoke Island, drawn by the allure of the unknown. They explore the reconstructed fort, wander through the museum exhibits, and feel the weight of history pressing down on them. The story of the lost colony is a stark reminder of the fragility of human endeavor and the enduring power of the past to haunt the present. Perhaps one day a new archaeological discovery or a breakthrough in DNA analysis will finally unlock the secrets of Roanoke. Until then, the lost colony will continue to captivate our imaginations, prompting us to speculate, theorize, and search for answers in the whispers of the wind that sweep across those windswept shores. The search for the lost colony is a testament to the human spirit's insatiable curiosity and our relentless pursuit of knowledge. It is a journey that takes us back in time, forcing us to confront the mysteries of the past and the limits of our own understanding. The story of Roanoke is a reminder that some questions may never have definitive answers, but the search for truth is an endeavor worthy of our time and imagination. The legacy of the lost colony of Roanoke extends far beyond the sandy shores of North Carolina. It has inspired countless books, films, television shows, and works of art, each offering its own interpretation of the events that transpired centuries ago. The mystery of Roanoke has become ingrained in American folklore, a tale whispered around campfires and passed down through generations. The enduring fascination with the lost colony speaks to our innate desire to understand the past and to find meaning in the unknown. It reminds us that history is not merely a collection of dates and facts, but a tapestry woven from the lives, dreams, and tragedies of those who came before us. And sometimes, the most compelling stories are those that leave us with more questions than answers.